Hi, and welcome to another Too Many Cards video with Emily Leapart and me. Today we're using products from Penguin Palace, a new to me brand. I'm so excited. We're using the Rabbit Cafe Stamps and Dies, Rain of Hearts Stencil, and Cyber Wallpaper Stencils in our cards today. I started by stamping my images onto some Strathmore Mixed Media Vellum Surface paper. I buy it from Michael's or Joann's and just cut it into, workable sizes. I'm making 2 cards today, and so I'm stamping out a bunch of images because I've got a bunch of scenes going on. I could have stamped every single image 1,000 times because they're super adorable, but I limited it to 1,000 times. No, I'm just kidding. I think that bunny barista is just adorable, and I wanted to make a little scene with the shop, and of course the girl is super cute with her coffee and little purse, so I stamped everything, all the things. I'm using Zig Clean Color Real Brush markers for to color my images. I started, like always, spritzing some water onto my craft mat, and I have a old paper towel that I wipe off my water brush. I do use a water brush to pull out the color after I lay it down, but there is no water in that water brush. I've mentioned this before in my other videos. I'm just kind of used to the feel of this water brush, and also I hate change, so the water brush is what I use. So I get it a little bit damp with the water I spritz on the craft mat, wipe it off on the paper towel so that it's not wet, and then use the very, I don't know how to, it's like a, how would I explain how wet it is? It's not wet, it's damp, I guess. Let's just go with that. I can't think of a better word, to pull out the color. And then I wipe off the color onto the paper towel so that every time I am coloring a different image, I'm not bringing over colors from previous. That was a lot of explaining for something that was super simple. Sorry. Let's see, I colored the little to-go cups like Starbucks because Starbucks. I am going to be doing rainbow coloring because I can't help myself. But I love it. So the banners I'm doing in rainbow, and then I end up, I think I end up not using one of them, which is fine. I had an idea in my head, but then my card was too, it was just a regular A2 card size, so the idea in my head was for a longer card, but I didn't know that. So I adjusted. But at this point, I thought I was going to use them all. But it was no big deal. It didn't take that long to color the banners, obviously, just a little bit. Yeah, that's it. I also made the shingles of the coffee shop rainbow because I love it. I mean, what other color would a bunny barista use as their shingles? I mean, it just makes sense to me. Do you guys like coffee? Because I like making cards with coffee. I do it all the time because lots of my friends and family are big coffee drinkers, but fun fact, I don't drink coffee. I drink, if I have to, if I'm like out with friends, which maybe someday I'll get to do again, I would get like a tea, like a cold tea type drink, but yeah, not a coffee drinker, which is crazy. I know. I should have told you to hold on to your seat because I was going to drop some heavy news on you. I don't drink coffee, which is crazy as well because both my boys play travel hockey, and there's a lot of early games. Sometimes they will play a game in the morning before the sun even rises. Yes, that has happened, and it was not pleasant. But yeah, I digress. Okay, back to rainbow. More rainbow. I waited till last to color the little girl because I didn't know what colors to use. I wasn't sure what colors to make her clothes. I don't have any problem coloring hair, but I usually always color hair the same colors because that's really all I know. So I started with what I knew. I knew how to color hair, and I knew how I was going to put blush on her cheeks. And then I was like, all right, well, obviously she's got a bow. Let's do this. It's going to be pink. And that kind of dictated the rest of the outfit for her. Not rocket science. Of course, she gets a little Starbucks cup too. And I think do I make her shirt like a white gray color? I do. Okay. I'm smart. And those are my colored images. Funny story about this. I am stamping the sentiments for both the cards. Seems easy enough, right? This one says, "Sweet Beautiful Day," which just is delightful, right? I mean, it's a pun. It's a nice saying. I love it. Then I'm like, well, let me make the sentiment strip for my other card. No big deal. I wanted it to say, "Stay sweet, coffee lover," but I stamped it wrong and wrote, "Sweet stay, coffee lover," which is not a phrase at all. But did I notice? I did not. Guys, I did not realize that until I went to write the blog post. The card was done. The video was done. All my photos were edited. And then last thing, let's write the blog post. Guess what? I noticed it. So I did fix it. I just stamped and redid the sentiment right then, but I couldn't believe it. I did not even notice it. What is wrong with me? Oh boy. Oh, I was talking, but I used the heart stencil and black ink to create a little strip for the side of my card. I think this is so fun. These hearts are just awesome. I kind of made them at an angle. It's perfect. I love it. I love how it came out. I've mentioned before how super fancy I am. I'm using my kids' old planes ruler to line up where I'm going to do my ink blending because I'm super fancy. I use some masking tape to connect my sides and washi tape and an extra piece of scrap printer paper just so I don't get any below that line. And I use Distress Oxide inks in Blueprint Sketch, Peacock Feathers, and I think I add a little, black soot on top. Then I put the stencil, the Cyber Wallpaper stencil on top, and I use the same colors in the same order. I just pressed more pressure, and it created that fun, subtle background, which I really like. For my barista card, I am using Distress Oxide inks to create like a sunshine little area. I'm using I am stressed. I'm using Squeezed Lemonade, Mustard Seed, Vintage Photo, maybe even Fossilized Amber for a little bit. And then I'm just using that same piece of masking tape, because fancy, to make the rays. Same colors, just more pressure. And I really like how that came out. It was just something I kind of thought of in the moment. And super easy to do. And I only did maybe like a third of the card here, but I do end up making that yellow go across the whole card when I'm finished, because at this point I thought the card was going to go up and down, but it ends up going left and right because, as I mentioned, I didn't plan ahead. Okay, this is basically what this card is going to look like. As you can see, still don't understand that the sentiment isn't correct. Sweet stay, coffee lover. I mean, I guess maybe they're just going to stay and enjoy their coffee. I don't know. It doesn't make sense. I fix it, but why don't I notice it now? What is wrong with me? Anywho, I popped up the chair and table with foam tape, the sentiment strips. Look how much adhesive and glue I'm using on those. And they're not even in the right order. Fun times. They have foam tape. I think the girl image also, yep, has foam tape. And then the clouds are glued just directly to the background. And I really like how that came out. And I'm popping up the... No, I'm not popping it up. My bad. I'm using my sentiment strip along the bottom to be like the sidewalk or road. And then I'm just creating my little bunny barista scene. Putting the coffee in his hand, like he's handing it out to you. So you have a beautiful day. These lights and banners really gave me a hard time because I wanted to use them all. But like, as I said, I did not plan ahead and make a long card. I just used a regular A2 size card because, I don't know, I didn't think ahead. The end. The bunny is popped up because he's the star of the show. And then I'm going to put the stenciling with the hearts on the side. And like I said, I really like that pop of black and white on the side. And I'm just, finishing up my cards, putting them all together. Oh my gosh, can you see me fighting with my tape runner? It was a struggle. The struggle was real. It kept coming apart every time I would use it. Come apart, come apart. Finally, I have a new piece, a new roll, and it's all fine. But oh my gosh, I was losing it. I just switched to glue. Hey, look, I think I'm done with my Sweet Stay card and my Brutiful Day card. Look at me showing them off and still not noticing. Awesome. To leave a comment on my video and Emily's video for a chance to win a $10 discount off of your purchase at Penguin Palace. Thanks again, and have a great day. Bye.